And so here we are. A wild, fun, and dramatic college basketball season is now down to its last two games. Tomorrow night, Michigan and Connecticut will compete for the NCAA National Championship. Tonight, we crown the champion of one of the oldest tournaments around, the NIT. It is a non-power versus power conference showdown. Two teams left standing at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The Tulsa Golden Hurricane from the American Conference and the Auburn Tigers from the SEC. Good evening, everybody. I'm Seth Eaves. Thank you so much for being with us. We even saved you the best seat in the house, as we are just about ready to get it rolling here. The NIT Championship, and what a tournament it has been. A tournament that, of course, goes back to, it dates all the way back to 1938. The 88th National Invitation Trophy Final. It'll either be Auburn for the first time or Tulsa for the third to win this tournament. Tulsa, a great year in the American Conference. Second, just missed out on a trip to the NCAAs with a tournament lost with the conference tournament to Wichita State. Tulsa beat Stephen F. Austin by 5 in the first round, then an 11-point win over UNLV in the second. Then they beat Wichita State by 4 before beating New Mexico by 5 on Thursday night. And it's Auburn who gets us going here on NIT Championship night. Pettiford from 3, he's good from there, and he's fouled, and already a foul in the game on Tulsa. Tulsa, of course, it's just the second time ever they've hit 30 wins in a season, a 17-win improvement. Auburn disposing of South Alabama, Seattle, and Nevada before winning against Illinois State. And what ended up turning into a glorified game of Pop-A-Shot on Thursday night. Pettiford does make the second free throw. So, second free throw good for the sophomore from Jersey City, New Jersey. Pettiford makes the third. So, he makes 2 out of 3. And it is Auburn with a 2-0 lead over Tulsa. Papula, Riley, Barnstable, Barron, Green. That's your starting at 5. Barron with a basketball. Here's Papula. Now Green. Green trying to knife his way inside. Green putting up a shot and scoring. Good move, David Green. It's 2-2. So 2-2 early on in this game. Just underway, NIT championship game. Here's Filipovic inside, and a strong finish for the big man from Bosnia. And it's Auburn with a 4-2 lead. Here's Tulsa now with Barron. Barron now gives it to Riley on the left wing. Riley trying to work with it. Riley, little Euro step, blocked. Blocked by Overton. Overton, now it's Pettiford on a drive. Oh, good pass. And Jovic, another stuff. And a great start for Auburn. Doing it inside as opposed to outside. It's 6-2. Papula, he'll fire up a 3. That one short off the front of the rim. Rebound, Auburn and Keyshawn Hall. Up the floor they go with Overton. Here's Freeman. Pettiford for 3. Not there. Rebounded by Tulsa and Riley. Here's Riley on the right wing with it now. Now meanders back to the left. Gives it to Green. Green's going to take a three. That one will not fall. And out of bounds into the hands of Auburn. Now it's Overton. And Overton nearly lost it. Jovic saved it. Kick out Pettiford, right corner three. That one is canned. Auburn going left to right, of course, in their white uniforms. Tulsa the opposite direction in the blue unis. Riley has it for Tulsa on the right wing. Auburn 21 up and 16 down out of the SEC. Barnstable. Now Papula. Kick out. Green, right corner three. No good. And Barron goes for the rebound and gets fouled. Eric Conco, one of the bright young coaches, fourth season at Tulsa as a Tulsa coach, led him to 30 wins this year. That was the most since the year 2000 when Bill Self was their coach and they made the Elite Eight. Turnover here. Auburn got the floor, and now Auburn turns it over right back. Green catching the pass, going inside, blocked. And when the block happened, it ricocheted off of Green. It's going to be out of bounds. The ball will belong to Tulsa, or Auburn. Three minutes into this NIT final, a 9-2 Auburn lead. Jovic now gives it to Freeman. Now Hall. Hall back to Freeman. Freeman on the right wing. Jovic now back to Freeman. 9 to shoot. Freeman knifes in. Offensive foul on Freeman. So an offensive foul on Freeman. Riley with the basketball now for Auburn. Riley, right wing. Riley on the attack. Gives it now to Papula. Papula now meanders to the right. Papula attacks. And he's fouled from behind. And that's going to be on Overton. First free throw up and good for Ade Papula. He hit 8 threes in a game against USF earlier this year, tied for the second most in a game in school history. He's averaging 15 a game in this NIT run. The junior from St. Louis makes both free throws, and it's a 9-4 lead for Auburn. Hall, top of the key, gives it now to Jovic. Jovic now posting up right side. Jovic in the paint, trying to work inside. Good job by Barron altering the shot. Barron has it. Here is Tulsa now with Green. Green flying in, and he couldn't get it. And now here goes Freeman. Now over to Hall. Now it's Overton, and a nice finish by Overton. And Kevin Overton. Auburn now leads at 11-4. Tulsa's missed 6 straight field goals. Riley, and let's see here. Did he get a timeout? Or is it going to be a tie-up? It's a tie-up, which means the ball does stay with Tulsa when we come back. 15:35 to play first half, just underway in the NIT Championship. The score, Auburn 11, Tulsa 4. 15:35 to play first half. Auburn 11, Tulsa 4. Just underway in the championship game of the NIT. Glad to have you with us on this Sunday night, our finale weekend, winding down a festival of college basketball, and it's now down to the penultimate game of the season. $15:35 to play in the opening half. Miles Rigsby into the game, and he'll inbound it for Tulsa. Rigsby now gives it to Jalen Lawal. Lawal at the top of the key for the blue-clad Golden Hurricane. Lawal drives, nearly a steal, was a steal. Good job getting in the passing lane by Freeman. Freeman hit with a Euro step, well short, but he caught his own miss and put it in. However, I think they're going to they're going to call the violation against Auburn, or they're going to call the foul before the shot went up. I think they're going to call the foul in the original attempt that went short. So here's Elijah Freeman, the sophomore out of Palm Beach, Florida. 71% free throw shooter. First free throw up, and it rims out. Sophomore out of Palm Beach was the freshman of the year in the South Atlantic Conference for Lincoln Memorial last year for the Rail Splitters. He's played at least 35 minutes in 3 of Auburn's 4 games in this NIT. And he has averaged 11 points a game in this tournament for the Tigers. Second free throw, left it short. Battle for the loose ball, Auburn has it. Freeman puts it up and in. He somehow got out of the trees on it, and Auburn is up by 9. Now Tulsa has it with Lawal. They've missed 6 straight field goals. Barnstable. Low block to Smeichel. Now it's Barnstable. We know he can shoot the ball. 10 to shoot. Barnstable drives. No. Fight for the rebound. They save it. Lawal left wing 3. Off the heel, no good. And a foul back on Smeichel. Here's Hall to inbound it for Auburn. And apparently there's a wet spot or something. A towel got on the floor, and now one of the officials has given it to the bench. Now we can resume play. Here is Pettiford on the right wing. Now gives it up to Freeman. Freeman, Tulsa defending. Here's Freeman. Step back. 3. No good. And rebound gathered in by Tulsa, who's made in 3 games so far. They have made at least 10 threes, including that New Mexico game. That was really the difference. New Mexico couldn't hit. Tulsa could. Barnstable's 3. Rimmed out and then spun around and then rimmed out again. Freeman with it for Auburn. Nearly lost it. Back into the hands of Pettiford. Pettiford down, gives it back to Williams-Adams. Straightaway 3. It's good. It's all Auburn early. Sebastian Williams-Adams. Eric Conkle has seen enough. Time out Tulsa. With 13:55 to play in the first half and a 16-4 lead for the Auburn Tigers. 16-4 lead for Auburn. 13:55 to play in the first half. Auburn, one of the first 4 teams out of the NCAA tournament, despite being only 1 game above 500. They did schedule tough, but they didn't win enough of them, and that's why they were kept out. But unlike a lot of teams, Auburn did accept an NIT bid, and they just decided they would play it out, and they've done very well in this tournament. And Riley is fouled. So, Tylen Riley, one of the stars in this team, a junior out of Las Vegas. Averages 15 a game. He had his career-high game, a 30-pointer, in a game against Wichita State back in February. And Riley misses the first free throw. He's an 87% shooter at the charity stripe. Second free throw, also good, and it is now 16-5. Auburn on top. All Tigers so far. Pettiford now gets it to Williams-Adams. Overton. This is Hall. Hall knifing inside. No. Hall trying to get the rebound back. He did. Keyshawn Hall trying to knife in. Poked out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Tulsa. Tulsa made things just miserable enough there. On that possession. And Barron will come back in for Tulsa. 9 straight missed field goals by the Golden Hurricane. And they won't have a chance to rectify that because the bounce pass a little bit too strong. Looking for Papula. It goes out of bounds and it goes back to Auburn. Auburn up by 11. Tigers now wanting to go through again. Overton on the drive, and Overton is fouled. .13:02 to play. Kevin Overton averaging 17 points in the 4 NIT games. Junior out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And he makes the first free throw. Tulsa, of course, trying to continue a perfect string. This is their 3rd appearance in an NIT championship. They won the first 2, 1981, when they beat Syracuse with Nolan Richardson as the coach. Wow, that free throw used every bit of the rim and dropped in. And the second came in 2001 when Buzz Peterson was their head coach, and they beat Alabama. Right now against Auburn, Eric Conkle's team is really struggling. A 9-1 Auburn run. They lead it by 13. Riley on the right wing. Riley trying to move. Riley will spot up for 3. That one won't go. Rebound gathered in by Auburn's Hall. Hall up the floor of the left wing. Now gives it back to Mashalik. Blake Mashalik, who's checked into the game. Hall, free throw line jumper. You betcha. 2 more for the Tigers. It's 20-5 with 12:25 to play in the first half. He thought about the 3 and then deflected out of bounds. Who touched it last? Overton got a hand on it, and it ricocheted off a Tulsa player, so it's going to stay with Auburn. And this is turning in to a bloodbath early in this NIT championship game. Not the way Tulsa wanted to have an amazing season come to an end. Auburn has it up the floor with Pettiford. Lob to Williams-Adams in the right corner. Williams-Adams now over to Pettiford. Pettiford driving and missing the layup. Rebound, Tulsa Barnstable. Long outlet pass. That's deflected and was almost grabbed by Aubie the Tiger. I think it was one of the assistants next to him that ended up getting it. That leads us to a break. 11:53 to play first half in this NIT Championship watch-along. It is Auburn 20 and Tulsa 5. Auburn leads it 20-5 over Tulsa with 11:53 to play in the NIT championship game. A reminder, tomorrow night, the men's college basketball national championship, UConn and Michigan. Our coverage starts at 8:30 Eastern tomorrow night. It should be a good one. Dusty May's team has been the best, one of the best all year long. Now, 40 minutes away from a title, but Dan Hurley trying to build a modern dynasty and look for a third title in 4 years. Matthew Owens, JT, yours truly will have all the excitement tomorrow night as we put a bow on the madness and another fun college basketball season. Riley with the inbounds pass. We'll give it to Pabula. Now it's Barron. Riley has it top of the key. 19 to shoot. Riley now will give it up to Green. Green inside, no good, but he'll go to the line. He was fouled. So two coming for the grad student out of Apocka, Florida, David Green. First team All-American Conference selection this year. Rhode Island transfer who started 44 games and played 47. Lead the team in scoring. He averages 16 a game. First free throw is good. Green, a 68% shooter at the charity stripe. Second free throw is good. Tulsa's back to within 13. 20-7, the Auburn advantage. Here is Hall. Now Williams-Adams. Now it's Jovich. Back to Pettiford. Pettiford, right wing, 3. That one's good. Boy, Auburn picking up right where they left off against Illinois State on Thursday. 3 after 3. Riley. Now over to Papula. Papula trying to direct traffic. Tulsa's 0-6 from 3. And now another steal. And it's Williams-Adams lobbing it up to Hall. And a little bit miscommunication. Hall then went for Jovic, but it was broken up by Barnstable. Papula running the other way for Tulsa, and he'll put it in. They just needed any kind of points there, and Papula scores. Still a 23-9 Auburn lead. 10 minutes, 43 seconds to play in the opening half. Pettiford with the ball for Auburn. Pettiford now takes. Kick in. Williams-Adams. Pettiford for 3 off the front of the rim. Fight for the rebound. Hall, no. And foul on Tulsa. So free throws coming up here for the senior from Cleveland, Ohio, the former UCF Knight. 86% free throw shooter on the year, and he's true with the first. Makes the second as well, and the Auburn lead is now at 16. Now it's Riley on the right wing. Green, now back to Riley. Barron. Barron, right wing. Now gives it up to Green. Green on the right wing, a 3, and Tulsa still hasn't made one from 3. Hall got the rebound for Auburn. Tigers on the push. Williams-Adams fouled. 9:57 to play in the first half. A 16-point lead for the Auburn Tigers. Pettiford. Back to Williams-Adams on the perimeter. Now it's Hall on the low block. Hall. Double team. Desperate throw back to Pettiford right wing. Still 14 on the shot clock. Here's Pettiford. He'll go with it. Pettiford dribbled it and off of the Tulsa player out of bounds. It'll stay with Auburn, but they'll only have 10 on the shot clock to work with. Jovic trying to knife in. No. Tip wouldn't go either. Another tip. That one finally goes Jovic. And Auburn is running away and hiding with this one. They're now up by 18 with 9:27 to play in the first. Riley attacking. Throwing it up and missing, but we'll go back to the line. Well, the former Cal Baptist Lancer. First free throw, it is good. Riley averaging 15 points a game. This after only averaging 3 points a game at Cal Baptist 2 years ago and then averaging 8 last year. Made a move, and it's worked for him. He's made both free throws here. 16-point lead for Auburn. Pettiford. Looking, long 2 for Pettiford, swish. Nothing but net for Tahad Pettiford. And it's 29-11 Auburn with 9:03 to play in the first. Riley looking for moves. Riley trying to thought out 3. Now Riley will attack the basket. It's no good. Rebound gathered in by Auburn and Keyshawn Hall. Hall now with it on the left wing for Auburn. Hall on the accelerator. Hall, offensive foul. And we'll go back to Tulsa. That's 2 fouls on Hall, and he'll go to the bench. Bart Lennox, Randy Richardson, and Brooks Wells, the officials tonight for this NIT championship affair. Tulsa with it now. This is Lawal on the right wing. Gives it to Papula. Papula on the left block. And drilled out of the hands of KJ Martin. Martin on the right wing. Looks for help. Gets it in the form of Papula. 3 to shoot. Papula, corner 3. No good. Loose ball. And Tulsa. And it's going to be Auburn ball. 8:14 to go in the first half. And they're in the bonus, so it is 1-1 time for Auburn, and it's going to be Overton shooting the 1-1 free throws. 86% he shoots the line. Auburn 6 of 9 at the foul line to start the night. Overton hits the front end of the 1-1. And if he can make this one, Auburn's lead will be at 20. And makes the second. 31-11 with 8:14 to play in the half as Caden Magwood, the freshman from Louisville, checks in. Tulsa with the basketball down by 20. Lawal with the basketball on the right wing. Lawal dribbling it around. Now moves top of the key. Lawal trying to accelerate. And a foul called as Lawal was attacking the basket. And that'll take us to the under 8 timeout. 7:58 to go, first half. Our score, Auburn 31, Tulsa 11. This is the NIT Championship. We'll be right back. 7:58 to play first half, 31-11. Auburn on top of Tulsa. More live soccer coverage. We continue our build up towards the World Cup tomorrow at 10 a.m. Bolton and Stockport County action from League One. And then Sunday, the EFL Trophy Final. That's also at 10 a.m. And that should be a good one as well. Stockport involved in that against the Hatters of Luton Town. Hope you'll be with us for those two matches this week. Had some fun with the FA Cup. What a game between West Ham and Leeds earlier today. First Tulsa free throw is good from Lawal. Jalen Lawal, the freshman out of Plano, Texas. 3 times this year he was named as the American Conference Freshman of the Week. He makes the second. 31-13 Auburn inside of 8 minutes to play in the half. Here is Magwood. Now over to Pettiford. Jovic. Back to Pettiford. 3, good. My goodness. Auburn just making threes for fun. They now lead it by 21 on Pettiford's third 3 of the night. He's got 13 points. Lawal with the basketball now for Tulsa. Lawal, Papula. Now over to Lawal. Shot clock at 9. Lawal will take a 3, and he'll hit it, and he's fouled. And Lawal with a chance at a 4-point play. First made 3 of the night for Tulsa. Lawal, though, cannot connect on the free throw. Smeichel the rebound and puts it in. Good work by Ian Smeichel. Nickel in a heartbeat for Tulsa. 34-18 Auburn, 7:10 to play in the first. Pettiford to the right wing. Now gives it to Williams-Adams. Now it's Jovic. Left block, kick out. Overton, 3 ball. Got it again. Another Auburn 3 as Overton drills it. And a timeout taken by Tulsa, or by Auburn. A quick timeout taken. 6:52 to play first half. And it's 37-18. The Auburn lead. So back we are here as Tulsa trying to figure something out here. Here's David Green. Little floater and good. How about 2 more for Green? 6:34 first half, and Tulsa cuts it to 17. It's a 37-20 Auburn lead. Here is Williams-Adams. Now back to Jovic. Jovic driving in, kicks it back out. Here is Magwood. Magwood now on the left block. Timer at 10. Barnstable deflected it, and it's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to say it counts on Auburn's shirt. Okay, well. So 6:15 to play in the first half, and it looks as if we're going to have a review. So a trip to the monitor for the first time tonight at the 6:15 mark of the first half. So it's a coach's challenge, actually, is officially the call here from the from Stephen, is what we're going to answer. Stephen Pearl with the challenge. So they still try to sort things out, and there's Bruce Pearl in the stands. We're still sorting this out here, and hopefully we'll have a resolution in a minute. And the call is overturned. So it's a successful challenge for Stephen Pearl. Seth Eaves with you here for the Ultimate Sports Network. Jovic has it top of the key. Auburn up 17, 6 to shoot. Jovic into the lane, and he traveled extra steps, so we'll go back the other way. "17-point Tulsa deficit. The wall now over to Barnstable on the right wing. Barnstable. Bounce pass to Schmeichel, and a good finish for Schmeichel, and Tulsa's cut it to 15. 5:47 to play in the first. Magwood, now over to Jovic. Jovic flares out. Williams-Adams, 3 off the mark, and Papula with a rebound. Tulsa's made their last 4 after a 2 of 15 start. Papula forced a 3. No good. Loose ball. Who's going to get out of there with a rebound? It's going to be Auburn. It's going to be Auburn that has it. Up the floor now is Pettiford. Now it's Jovic. Jovic now giving it up to Pettiford. 13 to shoot. Pettiford, the 3. That one's an air ball. And Auburn tried to save it, but could not. Thus T leading the air ball chance. But now, you're talking, if you're Tulsa, you get some more baskets here, you make Auburn think a bit, and you can get this to about a 10 or 13-point game. If you get to, if it's 15 right now, if you get to less than 15 by halftime, it wouldn't be the worst feeling in the world given how bad things have been at times in this first half. Into the final 5 minutes of the half. Riley steal by Jovic. Jovic trying to race ahead of the pack, and he'll lay it in. What a first half for Philip Jovic. And it's 39-22 Auburn, 4:43 to play in the first. 8 for Jovic. Riley now over to Schmeichel. Barnstable off a curl, 3, and it rattles out. I believe there's going to be an offensive foul on Tulsa anyway. So great layup by Jovic. So 4.5 to play in the first. All for Auburn. Jovic. Pettiford fires. That one will not drop. Barnstable leading a break for Tulsa. And nice pass to Green, who lays it in. Back to a 15-point game. (39-24). It's 4 minutes to play first half. Here is Pettiford. Pettiford. Now Williams-Adams. Williams-Adams. Left that one well short. Here comes Tulsa on the break. Riley now over to Rigsby. Rigsby now gives it to Barron. Rigsby on the left wing. Rigsby, bounce pass. Barron, that's surely going to be a goaltend, and that is indeed the call. With 3.5 to go in the first half, Tulsa's making this interesting with the score Auburn 39 and Tulsa 26. We'll be right back to the NIT Championship in just a moment. Three and a half to go, first half, 39-26 coming up at halftime. A recap of all the day's action, including championships in D2 and D3, the Women's Championship, the Crown Championship, and all other notes and goodies from the sports world. 39-26, Auburn on top in this NIT final. 3.5 minutes to play in the opening half. The race to the chase to the Stanley Cup playoffs continue this week. Tuesday night at 8 Eastern, the Colorado Avalanche visit the St. Louis Blues. Then Thursday night, Columbus, the Blue Jackets head to Buffalo. And then we got hockey Saturday night for you as the Vegas Golden Knights meet the Colorado Avalanche. And then Sunday, hockey day at 3 Eastern, the Pittsburgh Penguins against the Washington Capitals. And just to get this last promo out of the way, the NBA playoffs continue on the network this week. Thursday at 7:30, we've got the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Here is Overton for Auburn. Overton, now to Jovic. Jovic. Overton driving, and he's fouled with 3:07 to play in the first half. Here is the first free throw from Overton, and it is good. Here's the second free throw from Overton, and that one is also good. And Auburn's lead now back at 15. Papula back in for Tulsa. So here's Tulsa with the basketball now. Here is Riley. They've made 6 of their last 7 field goals. Riley now gives it to Barron. Barron now to Papula. Papula at the top of the key. 14 to shoot. Papula now flips it over to Green on the right wing. Green will move into the paint. Green trying to turn it around. Looks for help. Gets to the corner of Papula. 5 to shoot. Papula dribbling between his legs. 3 on the timer. Papula fires. Too strong. And a foul here, and it's going to be called against Auburn. It's going to go on Mashalik. Stephen Pearl talking with the officials about the foul call. So 2 free throws for Barron, and he hits the first one. Junior from Cincinnati, Ohio, Tyler Barron. Entering the night, they had a, what is it? I think it's the point differential, about plus 294 when he's on the floor. He is an impact player, no doubt, for this Tulsa team. In and out on the second, and Auburn grabs the rebound. Hall moving to the right wing. Hall now still trying to dribble with it. Hall keying it back out to Pettiford. Pettiford trying to spin in the lane. Pettiford puts up the floater, and it's good. Great floating move by Pettiford. Tulsa now up the floor. Riley. Now it goes over to Barron. Barron looked for the backdoor cut, kicked the ball. We mentioned Tulsa in the turnaround this year, a plus 17 win turnaround. That's the second biggest in the country, behind only Miami. And not to diminish and poo-poo on what Jai Lucas did this year at Miami. Miami's a place in a power conference where you can have some NIL money and you can rebuild somewhat quickly. It's not exactly the easiest thing to do at a place like Tulsa. School, it's not that big to begin with. I mean, 4,173 enrollment. Here is Riley. Riley now will give it up to Green. Green trying to drive. Green, fade away. Good. Good finish there by David Green. So, tells you about the job that Eric Kunkel did this season by getting Tulsa. They just showed a graphic, the 3 biggest win improvements this year. They were sandwiched in between 2 ACC teams. Miami was first, Tulsa was second, Virginia was third. Jovic to Pettiford. Pettiford with 11 to shoot. Pettiford. Jovic, Pettiford again. Pettiford. Now back to Overton, 5 of the timer. Overton might have to start going here. Step back 3, Swish City. Overton with another 3. And it's 46-29 Auburn, a minute 15 to play in the opening half. Riley up the floor for Tulsa. 14 now for Overton. Riley. Now going to give it back up to Papula. Now it's Riley. Riley with 12 to shoot. Riley, step back, and in and out on his shot. I think it might have actually been a 2. Rebound, Pettiford, into the final minute. 15 for Pettiford to lead Auburn in scoring. Overton with 14. Great pass inside and a finish by Williams-Adams. And just like that, Auburn's lead is ballooned back up to 19. Riley up the floor. 4-second difference between game and shot clock. 12 of the timer. Riley down to 9 seconds. Riley wants to go. Riley with 7. Spinning in the lane and hooking it in off glass. Good finish by Riley. 5 seconds left. They get it into Pettiford. Down to 3. Down to 2. Pettiford racing front court. Pettiford throws up a wild shot to beat the first half buzzer, and it's no good. And that'll get us to halftime. And Pettiford took a pretty nasty fall there, but he is going to be helped back up with a smile on his face. And the Auburn Tigers are halfway to an NIT championship. Now, they are going to look to see maybe there was a foul. They actually put 5/10 of a second back on the clock. Here's the long heat from well beyond half court that almost went in. And now we can go to halftime. And Auburn on their way to winning this NIT. Halftime, Auburn 48, Tulsa 31. Back with a roundup of basketball and sports in general after you do whatever you do during a halftime break that we take. I was about to say after you watch this, but it's all you're going to do is watch a "We'll Be Right Back" screen. I'm an idiot. 48-31 Auburn at halftime of the men's NIT championship game as we slowly wind down the college basketball season. Hard to believe that after tonight, just one more game. But what a day and what a marathon and what a run it's been and what a day it was in college basketball as we fire up the scoreboard here as we get you caught up on what happened. This is our version of the sports desk. In addition to basketball, also get you caught up on what's happening in other sports. Let's start with men's college basketball. There was one other Division I game today, the championship game of the college basketball crown. It went to overtime. Hunter Huff, 38 points. West Virginia with winning the second annual crown, 89-82 in the extra frame. They get the better of Oklahoma. They finished the year at 21-14, and the Mountaineers now will get set to hopefully maybe they can parlay it into the kind of year Nebraska had last season when the Cornhuskers, or this season when the Cornhuskers won the crown last year and then had their best season in school history. College basketball, meanwhile, the NCAA Division II and Division III men's championships were today, and they were polar opposites. One was a close one was a blowout. Let's start with a blowout in a battle of fresh faces onto the title scene. Gannon of Pennsylvania beat Lander of South Carolina 84-61. Gannon champions for the first time ever. What a finish in the Division III championship game between Mary Washington out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, and Emory out of Atlanta, Georgia. The game was tied in the final seconds when Mary Washington had a chance to drive to the basket. They drove to the basket. The shot was missed, but Colin Mitchell, who just plays 10 minutes a game, had barely scored any points in the paint before it. He got the tap in at the buzzer. Mary Washington goes crazy. They beat Emory in Indianapolis 75-73. They win their first Division III national championship. And in the talk about how chalky sometimes the D1 tournament is and how parity is, some people don't like parity and some people do love it. If you do love parity, well, maybe the Division III tournament is your kind of thing. Mary Washington became the 8th consecutive first-time D3 national champion with that win today against Emory. So congratulations to them. Elsewhere in men's college basketball, Michigan head coach Dusty May insists he's not pursuing other college jobs. Interesting wording right there. Of course, this comes with he and every other big name being linked with the open job at North Carolina. And May said on Friday, when asked about the vacancy, quote, "After last year, I decided that I'll never ever respond to any job speculation. I think it's well documented how happy I am at Michigan. Obviously, my private life, my personal life, my family, their happiness is very important." Well, North Carolina continues to strike out. Tommy Lloyd, of course, got an extension out of this deal. So did Vanderbilt's Mark Byington, and add another name to the list of coaches who parlayed the UNC opening into a extension. Alabama's Nate Oates, who will now become amongst the 5 highest paid coaches in college basketball. Meanwhile, the basketball championship itself, UConn and Michigan, there's big storylines with injuries. For Michigan, Yaxel Lindebor will, quote, absolutely play against UConn in that game. Lindebor, of course, hurt himself during last night's game against Arizona. Meanwhile, UConn solo ball hurt himself against Illinois. He is uncertain, according to sources, for the title game due to his foot injury. As seen earlier today in women's college basketball, the national championship, UCLA won its first NCAA title. They won it in dominating fashion. They blew out South Carolina 79-51. Seniors accounting for all of UCLA's points. Gabriela Jaquez, 21 points and 10 rebounds. The Bruins finish at 37-1. They're the first Big Ten team to win a national championship since Purdue back in 1999. NBA on this Sunday. Charlotte leads Minnesota 113 to 94 in the fourth. It's New Orleans leading Orlando 99-98. OKC about to finish off Utah 146 to 111. It's Mavericks leading the Lakers 90 to 83 in the third. Clippers have an early 9-7 lead on Sacramento. Houston and Golden State will get going later tonight at 10 o'clock. Earlier finals from the day in the NBA. Boston down Toronto 115 to 101. Brooklyn took down Washington 121 to 115. Phoenix went on the road and beat Chicago 120 to 110. Milwaukee cruised at home versus Memphis 131 to 115. Cleveland beat Indiana 117 108. Donovan Mitchell had 38 for the Cavs in that contest. The race for the NHL playoffs continuing to get hot and heavy. Games in progress. New Jersey leads Montreal 2-0 in the third. The Rangers were hammering the Capitals 7-1 in the third. St. Louis plays Colorado later tonight. Finals from today. Pittsburgh won big over Florida 5-2. Ottawa beat Carolina 6-3 to move into the second wild card spot in the East. Minnesota beat Detroit 5-4. Philadelphia got an overtime winner from Martoni. The goal lifts them past Boston 2-1 as the race to make the playoffs gets all the more exciting. Major League Baseball, one final game. It's the Sunday night game, bottom of the sixth. The Cardinals lead Detroit 4-3. Earlier today, doubleheader between the Cubs and the Guardians. Chicago won the first game 1-0. Cleveland won the second by a final of 6-5. Elsewhere today in the Bigs, Pittsburgh swept Baltimore with an 8-2 victory. The Dodgers overcome a 5-run deficit to beat Washington 8-6, which included a 400-plus foot moonshot from Shohei Ohtani. Marlins beat the Yankees at Yankee Stadium 7-6. San Diego took the series from Boston with an 8-6 win. Same for Milwaukee. They beat Kansas City 8-5. The A's beat the Astros 12-10. Brent Rooker, a walk-off homer in the 10th. Tampa Bay took down the Rays took down Minnesota in extras 4-1. The White Sox shut out the Blue Jays 3-0. Cincinnati won their 6th in 9 tries, beating Texas 2-1. Colorado over Philadelphia 4-1. The Mets beat the Giants 5-2, which included the first career big league ejection for new Giants manager Tony Vitello. The Angels beat the Mariners 8-7-11. The D-backs walked off the Braves 6-5 in 10. Soccer, the final semifinal place of the FA Cup was handed out today. Leeds beat West Ham on penalties. They'll play Chelsea in the semifinal, while Manchester City will draw with was drawn against Southampton. Getafe beat Athletic Bilbao 2-0 in La Liga today. Celta Vigo 3-2 over Valencia. Sevilla's relegation woes are becoming all the more realistic. They lose 1-0 today at Real Oviedo. Alaves and Osasuna finished 2-2. In the Bundesliga, Union Berlin 1, St. Pauli 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 2, Cologne 2. In Serie A, Bologna beat Cremonese 2-1, Torino beat Pisa 1-0, and leaders Inter cruised to a 5-2 win against Roma. Florin Balogun was on the score sheet for Monaco as they beat Marseille by 2-1. Hearts could only draw with Livingston in Scotland, but they do go back to the top of the Scottish Premiership table with that result. And here, we're ready to start the second half of the penultimate game of this college basketball season. Tulsa just 1 of 10 from 3 in the first half, and they trail 48-31. Auburn going from right to left in their white uniforms. Tulsa, the opposite direction in the blue. Hall over to Jovic on the left block. Jovic now over to Overton. Now Pettiford. Pettiford now over to Jovic. Pettiford straightaway 3. No good. Out of bounds. Last touched by Freeman, and it will be Tulsa basketball. Here's Riley at the floor for Tulsa. Riley now over to Barron. Barnstable, 3-ball. Won't go. Barron, though, got the offensive rebound for Tulsa. Nice pass. Finds the cutting Papula. And he'll put it in, and Tulsa gets it to within 15 with 19:07 to go. 48-33, Auburn, the score in this one in the NIT final. Jovic bounce passes it over now to Pettiford. Here is Overton. Driving inside is Jovic, and Jovic gets 2. 50-33, Auburn on top. Here is Riley. Riley will now give it to Barron. Barron back to Riley on the right wing with 18 to shoot. Meanders to the left. Riley trying to move. Riley, turnaround from 8. Good. Good job by Riley. And it's 50-35, Auburn with 18:26 remaining in the game. Here is Pettiford for Auburn. Here is Hall for 3. Just pulling up for the heck of it. When they're falling on a night like this, why not? He cans it, and it's 53-35, Auburn. Here's Riley. Riley, and really slipped out of his hands. Riley now will give it up. Green fade away, off the mark. Rebound gathered in by Hall of Auburn. Hall on the right wing. Hall on the move. Hall trying to work it. Needs help, now gets it into the form of Jovic. Jovic now to Overton. Overton on the move. Jovic driving, spinning into the lane. Good. Jovic with 2 more. And in the blink of an eye, Auburn's lead is now at 20. Riley now giving it to Papula. Papula now back over to Riley. Riley back at the perimeter. Riley spinning in the lane. And he lost the basketball. Auburn has it. Tigers now wanting to rush again. Hall for 3, and that's an air ball. Freeman with a good save, though. Overton. Now it's Pettiford. Step back 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound, Tulsa and Papula. Papula up the right wing. Now goes to the free throw. Now to the top of the key. Now finds Barron. Now here is Papula. Papula on the attack, and no good. But Papula is fouled. Eric Conkle, 31, looking for that 31st win, the second most wins in program history. 31, even if they win it, that will be the most they can get. 32, the record for Bill Self's team in 2000 will stand. But right now, it's looking a pretty big ask as Papula heads back to the foul line. Second free throw is no good. Rebound Auburn. They lead it 55-36. Jovic, top of the key. Now, foul here on Papula. As Barron now goes back to the bench. Here's another Auburn 3. That one won't fall. Tulsa lurking with the basketball. Auburn doing a good job defensively. Here comes Papula. He'll fire up a 3 and hit it. And Papula knocking one down. It's 55-39 with 16. Oh. You know, Seth, you idiot, you might need to get the clock going here. JT would be so ashamed. JT would be very disappointed in you, Seth. Here's Pettiford. Moving on to the right wing. That was just Tulsa's second 3 of the night. Here's Pettiford. Step back. Long 2. Off the front rim. Jovic gets the rebound, or he tries to. Barnstable on the deck fighting for it. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Auburn when we come back. 15:36 left in this one And it is Auburn on top of Tulsa, 55-39. We are back with breaking news. The NCAA just released its availability report for tomorrow's national championship game. Michigan's Yasel Lindeborg nor UConn's Solo Ball are listed on it. So both those players are expected to play and will be good to go, and that's great to see as a fan of the sport. You want the best. You want everybody as at full strength as possible. If they can play and play for a game of this magnitude. 55-39. Auburn on top of this NIT championship affair. This is Freeman. Now over to Sebastian Williams-Adams. Freeman 8 to shoot. Drive kicking it back out. Here's Pettiford, right wing. 5 to shoot. Gotta go. Pettiford on a drive. Riley tipped that out of bounds. There's 1 on the shot clock. Pettiford to beat the shot clock, and he gets it to go. Well, I thought he beat it. Let's wait and make sure here. Actually, I don't believe they're going to give him credit for it. And they're going to have a look-see at it. And they have given it to him upon further review. 15:03 to play. 57-39 to lead for the Auburn Tigers. Here is Rigsby. A nice move inside by Miles Rigsby. Junior out of Fort Worth, Texas, knifes in and scores. 57-41 Auburn, 14:44 left. Here is Overton. 3-ball. That one a little bit too strong. Green with the rebound for Tulsa. Here is Green at breakneck speed, and Green lost it but got fouled. 14:32 remaining. First free throw is no good. Second free throw is also good. 57-42 now the score. Oh, trying to move Auburn here. Here is a looking 3, and that one will not fall. $57-42, and another. So here, another inside knifing in and scoring. It's Green. He's got a chance for an and one. To complete the and one, it's good. And don't look now, folks, but Tulsa has cut this to a 12-point game. They are on a 10-2 run. Here's Auburn with the basketball, up by a dozen. And then an offensive foul, violation away from the ball, and it's going to go back to Tulsa. And do we have some spice in this NIT final yet? Green with the basketball now for Tulsa. Now whistle in as a move, and for charge, I think we're getting an offensive foul here. Four fouls now on Keyshawn Hall, by the way. Pettiford for Auburn. Ball limped out of his hands. And then inside, and Jovic is called for a travel. And now we've hit sloppy time, I'm afraid. $13:32 left. Green, nice move, and Green hooks it in, and we got ourselves a 10-point game here. 13:18 left. 10-point lead for Auburn. Tulsa has come fighting back. Jovic on the right block. Jovic spinning. Blocked by Tulsa. Schmeichel the block. Numbers on the run. Wild layup is good. Tulsa's within 8. And you don't think an NIT championship means something to that student section? Wow, are they fired up, as are the fans. 10-0 Tulsa run. Timeout Auburn. 12:55 remaining at the Fieldhouse in downtown Indianapolis. 57-49. Auburn leads Tulsa. NIT championship on the line. Auburn looking for its first title. Tulsa looking for its third. And I'll tell you right now, this is a team in Tulsa that's now feeling confident, and Stephen Pearl has had to waste a timeout. So an 8-point lead here, 12:55 left. Eight-point game. Auburn's missed 7 of its last 8. And Tulsa on a 10-0 scoring run. So up the floor, it's Pettiford. Auburn, 52% shooting in the first half, just 4 of 12 in the second. Pettiford, jump shot, no. Rebound fought for, and it's gathered in by Barnstable. Tulsa's hit 7 of 9 from the field in the second half. Here's Green, a 3 in and out. That would have been big had that gone. Here is Pettiford. Here is Green on a drive, and Green is fouled. He'll go to the line at 12:18 left. Eight-point lead for Auburn. First free throw up and good. Now it's a 7-point game. Makes the second. 12:18 to go. 57-51 Auburn. A 12-0 Tulsa run. Pettiford to the basket. No, but a foul. So Pettiford at the line with Auburn up 6. First free throw up and good. Second free throw also good. 8-point lead for Auburn with 12:07 to play. And Riley will pick it up now. Riley with the basketball now. Gives it to Barnstable. Barnstable. Now it's Green, a left wing 3. He's feeling it. Why not? Green, another 3. It's a 5-point game. 11:46 left. And an NIT final that looked dead and buried now has some spice to it. Making a 15-2 Tulsa run. Here is Auburn with it now. Overton. Left wing, Overton spinning off the glass. No. Rebound fought for and grabbed by Riley. Riley a break, finds a trailing Barnstable, trying to free himself. 3 on the way. You bet! 2-point game. Barnstable's 3. Tulsa's come roaring back. It's an 18-2 run. Ediford now over to Williams-Adams. Jovic on the right block. Jovic trying to turn. Ball poked away. Tulsa has it. 3-on-1. Green goes it alone and is fouled. An absurd run by the Tulsa Golden Hurricane here. Timeout. We'll take it. 10:43 to go. Auburn 59. Tulsa 57. This is the NIT Championship Watchalong. $10:43 to go. And if you went away, well, do we have news for you? Tulsa has made this a 2-point game in the NIT final. Absolutely amazing. While we were gone, Kevin Overton was charged with a flagrant 1. So free throws involved for David Green here. Technical flagrant free throw, up and good for Green. And it's a 1-point game. Now another one. This would tie the game. And he's got it. 59 all, 10:43 to play. Tulsa has not led tonight. They'll get this inbounded and get it into Green. Now Riley on the left wing. Riley on the move. Now over to Papula. Papula looking for some help. Gets it in the form of Riley. 7 to shoot. Riley down to 5. Riley on the attack. Putting it up. No, but a foul. And he's going to the line. He being Tylen Riley to give Tulsa its first lead of the night with 10:26 to play. First free throw is good, and Tulsa leads for the first time tonight. Second free throw, also good. 61-59, a 22-2 run in the last 4.5 minutes has given Tulsa a 2-point lead. Absolutely staggering. Williams-Adams on a drive off the window. Couldn't get it to go. Fight. Oh, my goodness. They were fighting for the ball, and they both took tumbles like a tackle there. That could be a flagrant situation. Who knows? As Williams-Adams and Papula were, Williams-Adams and Smichael were fighting for it. Gonna get a foul on Auburn here, I do believe. Smichael at the line, 1-1, and he missed the front end. Tapped it around, rebound gathered in by Auburn and Hall. Now Pettiford to the left wing. Pettiford on the move. Pettiford missed the layup. Out of bounds. Whose ball is it? It's going to stay with Auburn. Still have 9:55 to go here. Auburn's missed 8 straight field goals. Williams-Adams at side finally ends that drought. And even at 61 we are. 9:42 to play. 61-61. Green. Kick out. Riley, a left wing 3. Nothing but nylon again. Tulsa back in front. Tylen Riley. Pettiford now with it for Auburn. 4th second half 3 for Tulsa. Pettiford, 10 to shoot. Pettiford trying to knife in and get a foul here on Tulsa. Now here he comes. Riley in a turnover. Picked off. Papula leading the break. Step back 3. No good. Rebound Auburn Freeman. Now Pettiford on the right wing. Moves back to the left side. Pettiford for 3 in the tie. No good. Rebound gathered in by Papula. Now Riley has it. Cross the midcourt stripe. Trying to slow it down a little bit with Tulsa up by 3. Riley kicking it back out. Papula for 3. In and out. Rebound Hall for Auburn. Hall looking. Pettiford calling forward in the left corner. Hall drives in the lane. Got it. Keyshawn Hall off the window. 8:02 to go. 64-63 Tulsa. Riley down with it here for Tulsa. Barnstable, he can shoot those. Off a curl, missed, but he'll go to the line for 3 on the other side. The senior from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, who's a ridiculous 41% three-point shooter and 88% foul shooter, will have a chance to extend Tulsa's lead to as much as 4 when we come back. 7:44 to go in the NIT final. Tulsa 64, Auburn 63. NASCAR Cup Series action returns channel next weekend from Thunder Valley, Bristol Motor Speedway. The NASCAR Cup Series Food City 500, 3 o'clock next Sunday afternoon. Kyle Larson spanked him in the spring race last year. Can he do it again? We got a heck of a finish here. Those of you that are watching, we thank you. Hope you like what you're seeing / hearing, and a lot more of that came from. So please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell as well. Miles Barnstable to the line. The St. Thomas transfer, 3 free throws coming up. Set the Tulsa record for threes in a season. First free throw is good. Second free throw, good. Now the third free throw. They make it a 4-point lead. Got all 3. Tulsa leads Auburn 67-63. Pettiford giving it up here. Working with it now. Pettiford driving the lane. And he left it short. Rebound grabbed in by the man for the Bahamas. I think it was Romad Dean, I believe, who got that rebound. Wow. Here's Barnstable. Now over to Barron. Barron. Oh, nice cut. Oh, he had him and he lost it. It was a great cut. Dean had a free run to the basket. He lost the basketball. Did the senior from the Bahamas. Tulsa 8-0 this year when Dean hits 2 or more threes. 4-point lead here for Tulsa. Here is Williams-Adams for Auburn. Inside. Oh, that's a good pass. And a flush for Williams-Adams. 6:52 left. 2-point Tulsa lead. Riley now over to Barnstable. Riley now gives it to Dean. Dean now finds Barron to the right wing. Barron back over to Riley with 13 to shoot. Riley trying to move. Riley now down to 10. Riley, good pass. Barron blew the bunny. He was all alone. He blew the layup. Auburn has it the other way with Overton. They can tie or take the lead on this trip. Freeman now gets it back to Overton. Overton. Now it's Pettiford on the right wing. Now gives it to Freeman on the right wing with 9 to shoot. Overton. And a turnover. Tulsa with it back with 6:05 left. Green leading Tulsa with 23. Riley with 14. Riley has the ball. Green shot fake. Kicking it back out. Riley left wing. 12 to shoot. Riley now over to Barron. Back to Riley with 8 to shoot. Riley throwing it up. No, Barron tried to sky in. He couldn't put it in. Hall the other way for Auburn. Might have used steps. Freeman, no. Freeman again, no. Freeman a third time. No, with a foul. And he'll go to the line. Wow, this has gotten interesting here. Foul trouble for Auburn. Hall and Jovich each have 4. First free throw, good. From Freeman. He makes the first. Now the second. This to tie the game with 5 minutes and 33 seconds left. He left it short. Rebound Tulsa. Schmeichel got the board. Now it's Riley. 17 to shoot. Green, I beg your pardon, with it. Now Schmeichel right wing. Wanted to give it up. Schmeichel now finds Green with 11. Green, a 3 from the right wing. Short off the front of the rim. Ball tapped back to Riley. Riley on the move. Riley putting it up. No. Loose. Still loose. And Auburn has it with Freeman. Kick out. Pettiford right corner 3. Too strong. Rebound Tulsa and Schmeichel. Now Riley up the floor. Inside of 5 minutes to go. A 1-point Tulsa lead. What a finish to the NIT final here in Indianapolis. We've had quite a day of finishes in Indy. We had the great D3 finish. Now this one perhaps. Riley's 3 off the mark. Auburn with a rebound. Freeman has it. Gives it to Hall. Hall accelerates left block. Hall throws it back to Pettiford. Extra pass. Overton right wing 3 for the lead. Bullseye. And Overton. Auburn back in front with 4:15 to play. 69-67. And a timeout by Tulsa. So Kevin Overton has put Auburn in front with 4:15 left. Man, oh man, what a finish we're building towards here. So, how's it going to end here, this penultimate game of the season? I hope tomorrow's game's as good as this. Anyway, just want to remind you that we got a big game tomorrow night. Michigan, UConn for the national championship. The NIT championship, this one a pretty good one. NIT championship game, 4 minutes, 15 seconds. And it's going to come down to the wire. Tulsa, who couldn't throw it in the ocean in the first half, boy, have they been money in the second half. So a big game here. And now, what do you do out of this timeout? You know, you got to be thinking to yourself, just calm down and fight for the win here. I'm not saying that it's not a big deal to Auburn, but I think if you ask any college basketball fan, they'd tell you it'd probably be a bigger deal for Tulsa and their people. Tulsa up the floor. Here we go. Down by a deuce. Nearing 4 minutes to play. Here's Barron now over to Papula. Papula now will give it to Green. Green posting in the paint. Green knifing in and scoring even again at 69. 3:52 to play. Pettiford with it for Auburn. Now gives it up to Freeman. Lob to Hall. Left block. 16 to shoot. Auburn led by as much as 21 in this game. Barnstable the block. Tulsa up the floor. Barron to head. Barron lays it in. Tulsa's on top. 3.5 to play. 71-69. What a finish to the NIT. Pettiford. Now over to Williams Adams. Now Pettiford with it again. Williams Adams. Over to Pettiford. Pettiford. Back to Williams Adams for 3 in the lead. Not the one you won't take in that shot, and he left it short. Riley got the rebound for Tulsa. 71-69, 2:40 to play. Riley, bad pass. Auburn's got it. Up ahead, it's Hall. And Hall is fouled. With 2 minutes and 33 seconds left. Tulsa was down 21 at one stage. Now they're up 2. However, Auburn is going to have the basketball back. Hall, 3. Nobody got fouled. And the senior from Cleveland will go to the line. Green committed the foul. And that will send Hall, an 86% free throw shooter, to the line. He's 2 of 2 at the line tonight. First one is good. Now 2 more. Misses the second. Now this one to tie the game. Got it. Makes 2 of 3. 71 all. Nearing 2 to play in the NIT championship. What a second half it's been. Barron. Barron now gives it up to Papula. Papula now back over to Riley. 9 to shoot. Riley left wing on the move. Now into the paint. Riley drives off balance layup. No, but he drew a foul. And Tylen Riley will go to the line. With 2:03 to go, he can give Tulsa the lead back. And that's on Keyshawn Hall. He's out of here. He is fouled out. He'll finish with 11 points. He commits his 5th. And now Tylen Riley. Big free throws coming up right here. First one is good. And Tulsa now leads. Second free throw is also good. And it's a 2-point Tulsa lead. Pettiford now for Auburn. Over to Freeman. Here's Overton. Overton nearly lost it. It's loose. What's the call here? It's going to be a held ball. The arrow favors Tulsa. 108 seconds left. Riley. Tulsa fans making noise. Big possession right here. It's not a put-away possession if you score, but it would be a big boost. That's early in the shot clock to be taking that shot and it missed. You're going to take one that early in that situation, it better go, and it didn't. Here's Pettiford. Steal by Riley. Riley with the steal. And now Tulsa will dribble it now. 20 on the timer. 2-point lead. Riley kicks it out. Right wing 3. Yes! Tulsa up by 5. Williams-Adams looking for the response. He can't get it. Under a minute to play. Pettiford for 3. Got it! .44 seconds left. Timeout Auburn. My goodness. 2-point Tulsa lead. 44 seconds left. It's heading right to the wire. How about David Green? 15 of his 25 points in the second half. Pettiford and Overton, 39 points. Auburn led by 21 in the first half. Tulsa shot 39% from the floor in the first, 52% in the second half. So a 2-point game, 44 seconds. Double bonus. For Auburn. Tulsa in the double bonus, so any foul is 2 shots. 14-second difference between game and shot clock. Barron set the screen for Riley. Looks like Stephen Pearl's going to play this out. 10 on the timer. Riley. 8 to shoot. Riley in the lane. Layup, no. Barron's offensive rebound. And then a push foul on Auburn with 18 seconds. Wow. My gosh. And I think the foul was on Jovic, and I believe he's gone. 18 seconds left. Jovic has indeed fouled out with 12 points. Now 2 big free throws coming up here for Tulsa. From a man who's only a 68% free throw shooter in Tyler Barron. Used a lot of the rim, but it goes down. And now this is the big one to make it a 2-possession game. Barron. Nothing but nylon. 4-point game. 18 seconds left. Freeman the inbound. Auburn has got to go. They don't need the 3, but whatever they do, they got to go. 13. Pettiford, wild off balance 3. Off the mark, no. Layup is missed by Freeman on the follow, but he got fouled with 8 seconds. And so with 8 seconds left, Elijah Freeman will go to the line. Chance to cut this to 2. 71% free throw shooter. Just 1 of 4 at the line tonight. He missed the first. Off the front rim. Charles Barkley can't stand to watch. Second one has to make this one, and he does. 3-point game. 8 seconds left. Papula inbound, runs the baseline, throwing it. And what is the call here? Then it was in a 5-second call. What do we have here? It was either a timeout, a foul. Oh, it's Auburn. It was 5 seconds. It's Auburn ball. 8 seconds. Pettiford. Overton, catch it, shoot. Got it! 7 seconds left. Tulsa has 2 timeouts. Riley up the floor. Riley with 1. Riley throws it up. No! Overtime in Indianapolis. Oh my goodness. Kevin Overton with the 3. And we will play 5 more minutes at the Fieldhouse in downtown Indy. Unbelievable. What an NIT championship. And we've had some pretty good NIT championships in the last several years. Kevin Overton's 4th 3 of the night. Let's put Tulsa, or let's put Auburn in a position to still attempt to win this game. Of course, last year, overtime last year, remember, in the NIT, when Chattanooga beat UC Irvine, that went to overtime. Seton Hall, Indiana State was a Donnybrook 2 years ago, a 2-point Seton Hall win. Then you had a 7-point North Texas win in 2023. Xavier with a 1-point win in 2022. The last double-digit NIT final we had was 21 when Memphis won it by 13. So here we go in the NIT. And who controls the tip? Tulsa does. Riley gives it to Barnstable on the left wing. Riley. The right lane, 13 to shoot. Lob. Good pass, Barron. That's got to be a goaltend, and I believe they're going to call it that. Yes. Goaltend, Tulsa. Goaltend against Auburn for Tulsa. I mean, get that right. And it's 80-78 Tulsa, 21 seconds into overtime. Here's Pettiford. Now it's Williams-Adams in the lane, scoring it off glass. Sebastian Williams-Adams ties it at 80. 4 minutes, 21 seconds left in overtime. Riley now over to Barron. Barnstable off a curl. That's his sweet spot. But he couldn't get the 3 to go. Fight battle for the rebound. It gets into the hands of Auburn. Williams-Adams up the head to Pettiford, who rocks the rim with one hand. And Pettiford puts Auburn back in front, 82-80 with 3:55 left to the OT. Riley, good move. Riley gets it to go. Good finish. Even at 82. Now has it up the floor. It is Pettiford. Now over to Williams-Adams. And I have a foul here. The foul is on Tulsa, and it's a foul on Tulsa, and it's a foul on Barron. That's his 5th. And we told you earlier about how big of an impact he has, how good Tulsa is when he's on the floor. So it goes without saying it's a big loss. It's the freshman from Houston, Sebastian Williams-Adams, goes to the free throw line. He's just a 51% free throw shooter. Oh, the iron friendly on the front end of a 1-and-1. Second free throw. Nothing but net. 2-point Auburn lead. 3:31 to play. Riley with the ball now for Tulsa. Riley now will give it a here comes Green for Tulsa. Smichael. Green. 12 to shoot. Green on the attack, out of control. Lost the ball. Williams-Adams saved it, and he got it into the hands of Freeman. Into the hands of Pettiford. 17 to shoot. Pettiford on a drive. Throws it up, and it went in. Pettiford with a wild one. It fell. 86-82 Auburn. 2:45 left in OT. Riley up the floor. Tulsa has 3 timeouts, as you see on your screen with those bars. Riley with a power slam. Tulsa back to within 2. Pettiford up the floor for Auburn. Pettiford slowly dribbles it up the floor. That dunk gave Riley 20. Pettiford with it. Pettiford. Kicking it back out to Overton. That's a deep 3. He hit it! He hit that one from the pagoda of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 89-84. Riley. Spinning. Losing the ball. Getting it back. Green for 3. They need it. They don't get it. Rebound Freeman. And it's Auburn ball with 90 seconds left and a 5-point lead. Pettiford on the move. Weaving through. Stops. Turns. Misses. Barnstable with a rebound. Tulsa's got to go. Down 5. Transition corner 3. No. Good follow by Barnstable. And a quick timeout by Eric Conkle. 64 seconds left. A 3-point lead. We're going to step aside and be back in just a split second. .104 left in overtime. Tulsa 10-4 in games decided by 5 points or less this season. Auburn 3-4 in such games. And it's a 3-point game right now with 64 seconds left in the NIT final. It's Auburn ball leading it 89-86. As we are now under 1 minute to play, Pettiford has it. Shot clock at 19 seconds. It's Pettiford with it for Auburn on the left wing. Pettiford now moves back right. Now gets it over to Overton. Down to 11 seconds at the College Hoops' beginning logo on that right side. Overton, he's had the hot hand all night. Ball slipped out of his hands, but he got fouled. And with 40 seconds left, Kevin Overton and his 86% free throw shooting percentage will head to the line. Overton cans the first. And it's a two-possession game once again. Second free throw. Up. Short. Tulsa the rebound. They've got 2 timeouts. They're down by 4. Riley up the floor. Riley sees Part. Now he stops, finds a trailer in Papula. Riley with 14. Riley's got to go. Back to Barnstable. 10 on the timer. Tulsa's wasting a ton of time. Barnstable too strong on a 3. Offensive rebound. Threw it away. Threw it away. Barnstable picked it up, but it's over and back. Bruce Pearl approves. It looks like a wild season in so many ways for the Auburn Tigers is going to end with an NIT championship. Michael to the bench. And Overton, they didn't want to foul him. And he did get it away. I don't know why he didn't hold the ball. Freeman is fouled with 10 seconds left. He's a 71% free throw shooter. I don't know why Overton didn't hold on to the ball there. Auburn is 8th nationally in free throw attempts per game and 7th nationally in free throws made per game. They average 26 a game. They make about 19. And now 2 from Freeman to help extend a 2-possession lead. Nothing but net on the first. Just 3 of 7 at the line tonight. And Freeman makes the second. And a quick timeout here by Stephen Pearl. 11 seconds left. And a 6-point Auburn lead. Well, it's been a great year for Tulsa and a valiant effort. I mean, you're talking about a team, as I mentioned, that was down 21 at one point and has found a way to come back. And they almost had it won, if not for a miracle 3 by Kevin Overton. Now Papula to inbound. Tulsa running out of time. They've got to do something. Papula gets it into Riley. 10 seconds left. And Tulsa crosses midcourt and calls a timeout with 9 seconds left. So a timeout called by Kunkel. Still, though, there's nothing to be ashamed of for Tulsa. From 13 wins a year ago to 30, second place they were, third in the American League. That okay is not what it was, but still a solid enough league. Lost to the semifinals of that tournament to Wichita State, and they went on this run in the NIT. They beat Stephen F. Austin, who was a very good team, won the Southland regular season championship, beat UNLV in the second round, then got some revenge on Wichita State at the quarterfinals. And then in the semis on Thursday, outlasted a good New Mexico team, but it's looking pretty bleak for the men from Oklahoma. And Auburn, again, they could have just done like a lot of these teams that didn't make the NCAA tournament do. They could have just taken their ball, went home, and said, we're not going to do this. But Stephen Pearl said, you know what? As Charles Barkley gets to hide Pettiford a hug. He said, you know what? We're going to play basketball, but we're going to do the best we can in this NIT. And, well, they've done that for helping the inbounds pass. Riley with 7, and Riley just give him that too. And Riley missed the bunny. Freeman, Pettiford, fitting it to land in his hands with a windmill dunk. We'll see if it counts or not. It doesn't matter if it does. The Auburn Tigers have won the 2026 NIT. Heartbreak for Tulsa, but it's Auburn who wins the NIT, a classic game in Indianapolis, and a year which saw turmoil before the season started, inconsistency on the court, a club that gained a lot of enemies off the court, not 100% by the fault of their own, by the players on the team or the current coach. And they did not make the NCAA tournament, but they stuck it out. They played in the NIT. And is it an NCAA championship? Is it a Final Four? Is it going to the Elite Eight in the NCAAs? No, it is not. But it's still something to end a year on a positive note and to maybe take his momentum for next season. Stephen Pearl and the Auburn Tigers are NIT champions for the first time. The final score from Indianapolis, Auburn 92, Tulsa 86, and then there was just one more game in this college basketball season. Auburn, congratulations to Auburn, winners of the NIT. We're back tomorrow night for the whole enchilada and the final game of the season. Good night, everybody.